this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back in the car again. Yeah, I'm heading out of Costco this time, not towards it. Now, the last Russ Talks videos that I did, I talked about, what was I talking about? Chicken bake, yeah. But I mentioned in that video that I had gone to the Apple store because I had some business to do with Apple, and then I went back to Costco and had a chicken bake. But let me tell you a little bit about my experience with the Apple store. Now, I wanted to go to Costco because we needed to get another iPad. Mrs. Wright uses her iPad quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, I use a laptop, she uses an iPad. And it's an older model, so it's time to make the upgrade. So since it was Cyber Monday that day, I decided, well, okay, you know, let's go and check out prices and things like that. So she said, yeah, maybe it's time to get an iPad to do the upgrade at this point. So I did my research, and I was going to buy it on Target.com because everybody seemed to be sold out of this Apple iPad. It's the iPad Air. And so Target still had it available if you have it delivered. Very few stores even had them left. So I made the purchase on Target.com, but then she said, "Well, how much is it at Costco?" So I looked it up, and Costco had it for the same price, but it showed a $70 discount, whereas the Target one showed a $100 discount. I says, well, all I saw was $70 and $100. I didn't see the actual final price. So I kind of said, well, if they're selling for $100 off, I'll buy it at Target, right? Turns out it was exactly the same price. It's just that Costco normally has it for $30 less. So they quoted their normal prices, which is $30 less than the retail price, whereas Target quoted the retail price, showed that $100 off. Basically, they both came out to the same amount of money, $799. But the difference was buying it through Target, the sales tax would be a certain amount, shipping it to us where we live, versus buying it at Costco, which is in a different county from where I live, and their sales tax is cheaper. Yeah. So if we ordered it at Costco, it would be $20 even cheaper than ordering it from Target. Okay. So and Costco had it in stock, versus Target would have to ship it to us maybe 3 days or so before you get it. So I said, okay. I says, here's what I'll do. I'll buy it at Costco, and then I'll go home and cancel the Target order, which I did, and we were able to get that done. But while I was at the Apple store, you know, checking things, I wanted to find out, how do I share my iCloud storage space with Mrs. Wright? Because she actually had her own storage space. Because the way Apple works is you have different Apple IDs. So she has a separate Apple ID, I have a separate Apple ID. And so I typically had purchased iCloud storage space of 2 terabytes for my business, and of course our own household type things. It's all stored on their cloud, so I could access it anywhere I want. You know, I could be anywhere in the world as long as I have internet access. I can access my files, and I don't store my videos on the iCloud. They're just too huge. I usually store that on an external drive after I do the uploads to YouTube. And so anyway, she had her own iCloud storage space, but it's very small. She paid like 99 cents a month for her storage space. I was paying $2.99 a month for, I think it's 256 gigabytes of storage space, something like that. Well, I ran out, of course. You use that up pretty quickly if you're using it for business and other things. So I had to upgrade it, but they jump you from a $2.99 per month storage cost for, I think it's like 256 gigabytes, all the way up to a 2 terabyte storage space. They don't have anything in between. And that's $9.99 per month. So it's a huge jump and a huge dollar jump. So I wanted to use that and share it with Mrs. Wright so she doesn't have to buy any 99-cent deals anymore. Okay, and I didn't want to buy two of these things, right? So I wanted to find out, how do you back up the old iPad to the cloud, and then when you buy your new iPad, get it off the cloud and put it on the new iPad. Now, technically, I know how it's done, all right, but I needed to know, how do you allow a secondary Apple ID onto your plan, all right? And it's basically called family sharing, okay? And I've heard of that before. I just needed to know which buttons do I need to push in order to get this thing to work. So I went to the Apple store and I asked them, and they said, oh, well, for something like that, you should be talking to Apple Care, which is basically their phone service to help you, troubleshoot things over the phone. But I'm thinking, well, I'm here. Can't you even just tell me how it's done, No, they don't want to help you there. They're too busy. The Apple store is really a sales store. They're not really a servicing store, as you might think they would be. Now, they do have what they call the Apple, what do they call those guys? The Apple geniuses, okay? They're supposed to be the guys that help you with this stuff. But they don't have enough of them to cover everybody, so they're usually all tied up. And for you to try to get, an appointment with them, it takes a long time. So they usually push you off to somebody on the phone and give you phone help. I kind of look at it as, then what's the point of the store? I could buy this anywhere, So anyway, they set up an appointment for me at 6 p.m. I went to their store around 3 o'clock or so. So I said, that's fine, that's good, have them call me. And they called me about 10 after 6. And so I talked to this nice woman on the phone from Apple. She lived out in South Carolina. We had a nice long talk because it takes a while to get these things set up, right? And she didn't mind. She goes, this is what I do all day long. This is no big deal. I'll stay with you as long as I need to stay with you. So, yeah, but the thing is, obviously I know a certain amount about computers, and I do have some background in electronics. I mean, I know what I'm doing, but I just need to know where their things are and what buttons I need to push. So what you need to do is you got to share your phone with her so that she could tell you, with her mouse on her computer, she can say click here, and she'll have a little pointer and it'll point to you where you need to click here, click here, click here, and we got it done. Yeah. So what we did is we backed up her old iPad, to the cloud on my cloud service. Okay, we did the family sharing so that she can do that. So her phone and everything, all of her devices are now shared with me on my cloud. And then we had it set up so that we were able to back up her iPad to my iCloud, and then when we took the new iPad, we set that up, and then we downloaded it from the cloud to the new iPad. So yeah, thank you to her. I appreciated all the time she spent on the phone with us, and it worked out really well. It's not like it's not having a person in front of you is perfectly fine if they're able to point to things and show you exactly what you need to do. It's not that hard to do. I had to hit the brakes a little bit. Some guy looked like he was going to come into my lane. So yeah, that was my experience with Apple, trying to get things set up. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Save yourself a trip in going to the Apple store, because they're just going to offload you to somebody else. They're going to just make an appointment for you on the phone. You can do that by calling Apple Care directly, I suppose. But yeah, really bright sun. But we got it done. Everything is fine. So now she has her new device. It's a larger screen and everything, and it's got the most recent processor, so everything will move quicker for her. Yeah. So what are we going to do with the old one? Well, I told her, I says, well, I could always use it, you know, if I need to use it for something, I could always use it for that. And the thing is, we have so many Apple devices. I mean, if you think about it, we both got iPads. She's had a couple iPads now. I've had a couple iPad minis because they're smaller. It's easier for me to deal with. And you know, we both have iPhones and what else did we had? I have two MacBook Pros, a large one and a smaller one, and then I have the Mac Pro. That is their desktop computer. This is the one that looked like a cylinder. Have you guys seen this one before? Yeah, it's an older model, but it was pretty expensive back in the day. So we have a lot of Apple products. Yeah, I even have an old iPod that's still working. So anyway, yeah, we have way too much Apple products, I guess. Yeah, you kind of locked into the Apple system. A lot of people don't like that. They don't like being locked in, but you know, they all work together, and that's what makes it easy. I could jump from stuff from my phone to my laptop back and forth, and I can answer phone calls on my laptop. I can, you know, get my messages that way. I can get my email that way. You know, it just works seamlessly. So yeah, I really like using the Apple products. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to have to let you guys know. That was the experience of trying to get things put together with the help of Apple. So anyways, let me know in the comments below. Have you had any experience with this where you had to deal with the phone support services, or have you been successful in actually getting one of the Apple geniuses to help you if you had an issue? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, if you liked the video, go and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I'll talk to you guys next time.